I still remember this story like it happened yesterday. It was about my little cousin, Danny. He was just 10 years old back then, a cheerful kid who loved playing football and reading all kinds of storybooks. He was one of those kids who always had a big smile on his face, due to most days. When he came home from school, the house would be completely empty. His parents, Mr. and Mrs. Cole, ran a big shop at the market and didn't get home until late. So Danny would come off the school bus at 3 p.m., walk into that quiet house, and stay all by himself until about 6. It was tough on him, even though he didn't complain much. One day, he told his parents, "I don't like being home alone." His mom looked at him and said softly, "We're sorry, Danny. We just have to work hard to take care of everything you need." And Danny nodded. He got it. But deep down, I think he really wished they could spend more time with. Then came a new plan. His mom said, "You'll stay with Miss Rina next door after school." Now, I knew Miss Rina. She lived alone, just a young woman in her late 20s, always smiling, always kind. She used to give Danny little snacks and treats, and he liked her. So, he agreed. At first, everything seemed great. Miss Rena welcomed him into her small but clean home every afternoon with a plate of food and cheerful words. "How was school today, Danny?" she'd ask. Danny started to relax. They'd laugh, watch cartoons, and she even gave him a brand new football once, saying, "You're like the little brother I never had." Danny felt special, really seemed beauty then. Things changed one afternoon after Danny finished his homework. Miss Rena sat really close to him on the couch. She said, "Let's play a special game, just for us. Don't tell anyone, okay?" Danny wasn't sure. He felt weird about it. But she smiled, so he thought it was all right. As the game started, though, he felt sick in his stomach. This wasn't like the games he played at school. He didn't like it. "I don't want to play this game," he said quietly. Miss Rena smiled again and said, "Don't worry. You'll understand soon." But he didn't. Instead, he felt confused, scared, and deeply uncomfortable. Didn't know how to talk about it. And then, something even more troubling started. He began wetting his bed at night. Something he hadn't done in years. At first, he thought it was just an accident, but it kept happening. He felt ashamed and scared, but he didn't know why. One evening, sitting quietly in his room, I think Danny really wished he had someone to talk to. Next day at school, his teacher, Miss Dahlia, noticed something was off. Danny, who was usually lively and smiling, looked distant and quiet. She asked him, "Danny, is everything okay?" He stared down at his desk. He wanted to say something, but the words just wouldn't come out. Later that day, Miss Dahlia gently pulled him aside and said, "You can tell me anything." That's when the tears finally came. He whispered, "It's Miss Rena. She makes me feel uncomfortable." Miss Dahlia listened carefully. She didn't judge. She just said, "Thank you for telling me, Danny. You're very brave. This is not your fault." Right away, she told the school counselor and principal, and they called his parents. When Mr. and Mrs. Cole heard what had been happening, they were heartbroken. "We're so sorry, Danny," his mom said as she hugged him. "We should have listened to you." His dad agreed. "From now on, we'll make sure you're never alone after school again." They reported Miss Rena to the police. A kind officer spoke to Danny, telling him he did the right thing. Miss Rena was arrested soon after, and the truth came out to the whole neighborhood. Danny's parents changed their schedule to be there for him. They also took him to a counselor who helped him understand what happened and begin to heal. Slowly, the nightmares and bedwetting stopped. He started playing football again, laughing, and being the happy kid he used to be. One day at school, he walked up to Miss Dahlia and said, "Thank you for helping me. You're very brave, Danny," she said with a smile. That whole experience taught Danny something powerful. When something feels wrong, it's always okay to speak up. There are people who will listen, believe you, and protect you.